Hi, I'm Jake. I want to show you a special car today. A different kind of car. This is the 1974 Mercury Comet. It's the exact same car as the 1974 Maverick, except for the hood, grille, and this tail panel. And the trim level inside is just nicer on the Mercury. This one has the fancy Mercury hubcaps. It does have dog dish hubcaps, which are included with it, if that's more your preference. Tires have good tread on them. A sleeper is a car with an intentionally mild-mannered exterior. In this case, a lovely shiny brown, 4 doors, 14-inch white wall tires, but under the hood, it has a slightly tuned 302 V8, ready to lay down some rubber and support you in any manner of hooliganism that you find appealing. I believe the paint to be original to this car. It does match what the VIN says it should be. And more importantly than that, it has patina. Not some sort of manufactured bit of old. This car has been around for 51 years. If you look closely here, you should see that as the sun is eating away at the paint, the brown gets lighter. You can still see the metallic grains in there. And it's further through as you get closer to there. That's neat. The roof has some spots that I'm going to attack more. Now, I really like the honest patina look. So, since I got the car, I have been doing Meguiar's Quick Detailer over the entire car, but making sure that these areas have adequate coverage on them. And the car is typically garaged. So I like the patina where it is, but I'm not trying to encourage it to spread. And then it has the patina of everyday life. This car has been used clearly. There's bits of paint from some project that's brown paint. It appears in a couple places, here. And some down here. There are marks along here. It just tells me that this car has been used and loved for a very long time before it came into my possession. I've had this car for almost 3 years now. Let's look at the inside, because this is the 4-door. I love the interior of this car. This is what sold it to me. The interior was one of the things that jumped out at me when I first saw it. It's beautiful. It's taut. It's the proper pattern and colors for this car. These aren't like seat covers just pulled over some old seats. This is a proper reupholstery of the front and rear. The holes have not been cut for the headrest yet, So, you know, that's up to, if that's something to appeal to you, you can have headrests in this car. It's built to accept them, but they're currently not there. Oh no, which side is the gas filler on? Right there. I also have a locking version. It's a generic locking one that I wore for quite a while because it was appropriate for 1974. In the oil crisis, that was their big year. And so, yeah, people would steal your gas. So I just rolled down all the windows because it's getting to be kind of a warm day, you know, being Christmas and all. So this is how you raise and lower the windows. Just like a long button push. But the cool thing is about the size of this car means that sitting right here in the driver's seat, I am able to pretty easily reach and roll down all 4 windows. Sweet. The dash pad. Ah, my nemesis, this part here. When I first got it, it had a cloth cover over this. Didn't like that. Got rid of that pretty quick, but that leaves this weird suede-like cover pulled over it that's crinkling and falling away. So this is the part that needs to be replaced. This is what's called the dash pad. And there happens to be a company called Just Dashes. And they make one. And I bought it. And up to now it's been stored on end as their packaging requires. There it is. It's not even fully been out of this box. But it simply bolts in. You unbolt the other one, pull it out, bolt this one in place. Now, it's inside the dash, and that is a job for somebody else, not me. I no longer have the finger dexterity to make that happen. So, you get the brand new dashboard. They specify must be stored on end. This is a working tachometer. There is no tachometer back here. This was added on by a previous owner. It works, it's great, lets you monitor the speed of the engine itself, not the speed of the car. The speedometer works, it's over here. And the odometer down here at the bottom currently reads 10,398 miles and 7/10. That changes, of course, frequently. My old mileage book. I record the mileage of each trip. And then large events. Added 5 gallons and 5 ounces of seafoam. And just yesterday on Christmas, new carb gasket. I heard a little whistle, sprayed some carb cleaner, and found where it was leaking. It was a carb gasket, so a sheet of Felpro gasket material, cork they specify. Cut that out, threw it in, runs great, which you'll hear. So it has, of course, the required 1974 ashtray and lighter, which works. I initially used a little Bluetooth module that plugged into that, and that worked just fine, so that should still be live. These are add-on air vents, because this car has air conditioning, working air conditioning. It's an awesome thing to have a classic you can drive in the summer in Texas. And all of that guts, all of its guts are hidden up behind. Had to sacrifice the space for the glove box. So the glove box is not usable, but In exchange, you get air conditioning and heat. I used the heat just this weekend. Those are the controls for it right there. This is an add-on temperature gauge, oil pressure. These two control the additional fans for the air conditioning. So if it starts getting hot, you can add in some additional cooling. This radio is Bluetooth and has a USB slot and I believe an aux port there. Room for an SD card over here. Yet it looks, on first glance, pretty congruent with the styling of this car. Some lovely floor mats. Was going to replace the carpet, but the carpet I got was gray, not tan. Kick panels for the fronts, where those big Pioneer speakers are, need to be cut if you want to cover those. This lovely steering wheel cover is appropriate for the time. I remember them fondly. So when I got this car, and it had one on, but it was in truly grotesque condition, I hunted far and wide through all of the O'Reillys in the land until I found one in the appropriate color and size. It just goes well with this concept, because this is what you call a sleeper. If you pull into some sort of car gathering or restaurant on the weekend, in your Challenger with its giant wide tires, or your Road Warrior Falcon with its big rumbly side pipes and blowers screaming out the front, many people will go, whoa, that dude's awesome. But not everybody. However, if you pull in this car, which has 14-inch wheels and real white walls, these were hard to find, but they're new. They all have date codes around the same time. This one is from 2022, the 11th week, I believe, of 2022. So those are all good and fresh, lots of tread on them. So you pull into a meet in this car, and suddenly everybody's like, oh, check that out, that's cool, I want to go for a ride, because you're in their grandmother's car, their grandfather's car, their aunt's, their best friend in high school. They want to interact with this car. They want to enjoy this car, and you can provide that. This engine has been nicely tuned, so the starting process is very simple. You stab the gas pedal twice. That sets the automatic choke. Used to have a manual choke. It was a big steel cable right here. That's gone. So now it's all automatic. You stab that twice, turn the key, that's all it needs. It's up and running. And it connected to FM. Press it once, it goes to Bluetooth, so it goes to my phone. Press it again, we go to USB. It plays pretty decent. Let's see.
Iranian citizens. Fuel in Iran is subsidized, and the local.
Over here on the left is the parking brake. Now parking brake is on. Now it's off. Could be tightened, but it works. I've been going through this car for over 2 years now, correcting this and that, updating this a little bit, that a little bit. This is the purpose of this car, for me, is to be a car I can comfortably get into and go to the store on the weekends. Anywhere in town, any time of day. In the heat or the cold, comfortably get there. I don't even have to shift. It has a lovely automatic. Drives easy, has manual, has power steering. Has power steering, but manual brakes. Honestly, I can't tell the difference. I push the pedal, the car stops. One of the things that I hope you notice about this car is that it's quiet in here. If you're familiar with the usual build quality of early 1970s American cars, rattles everywhere, rattles. I've spent a considerable amount of time hunting down rattles and squeaks in this car. Sometimes they needed a new rubber isolator that it should have had, but was gone. Those are the dog dish hubcaps falling over. So I have fought to make this car quieter than the day it rolled out of the factory. For example, there are two long metal bars in the trunk that will clatter and rub together. Horrible. Hate listening to those all day long. So, they have a little rubber donut that holds them both in position and keeps them from making noise. It's almost always gone, but it was there now. So I bought a replacement. And now the trunk is quiet. I also like everything to shut, like a vault. About 6 months after I bought it, I hired a friend of mine who's a professional car detailer and had him give this car the fine treatment where he, yes, removed layers and layers of old stuff, made it look all pretty and shiny. When I got it, it looked like it was flat brown. Ooh. Yeah, that didn't look great. But when my buddy was done, now it looks more like its original factory color. I did have him remove the mid trim, because it was in pretty rough condition. And while this is by no means perfect and something I've always been meaning to work on, I prefer this to a bunch of dinged metal trim. It looked really bad. So, the legendary engine. So, here it is. The Ford 5.0, the 5-liter. The engine that powered the Mustang for a very long time. 302 cubic inches. This engine, I'm told, the cam is a mildly upgraded version. Gives it a little lope on idle, very little. Sounds great, sounds awesome. This is glorious. This is air conditioning. This is an air conditioning compressor. It's been converted. It uses R134A by the sticker right here. And I have charged it. Charged it at the beginning of this summer. It's still cooling very nicely. So there is a running problem that the previous owner started to chase. I inherited it, and I believe I've run it to ground. The thing is, you replace the radiator, the factory radiator, with this very nice, I'm not sure how many core, I'm not going to open it because it's a little warm, but this lovely race style aluminum radiator. However, he didn't put the shroud on. So it had a mechanical fan attached here, had a mechanical fan, but it was just in front of the radiator doing nothing. If there's no shroud on it, it's tremendously wasteful. almost not useful. That's how bad it is to not have a shroud. So it was running hot. That's when I got it. And after about 10 minutes or so, the system had too much heat in it. This awesome radiator couldn't remove it because of no shroud. Okay, so I did my research and found out, I can buy an electric fan that has an integrated shroud. It gets mounted directly to the radiator. It'll have just enough space if I remove the mechanical fan. Great, get rid of that drag on the engine, throw that away. And it just clears. Fantastic. Now I've got the power. Well, no. Now I have the cooling for this radiator and a shroud to make that cooling work. Well, that led to a mysterious problem that I had to chase down, which was I was running out of electricity. My system didn't have the juice to power this electric fan. So I replaced the standard alternator that came on this 1974 with a modern truck type alternator here. Power Master. You would usually put this on a larger truck, and that gave me the benefit of putting up enough power to run this fan, which was the highest airflow I could find on a single fan that would fit in this space. So that's a beefy motor there. So it required this B3 alternator, which gave me the additional benefit of making it a one-wire, which means that a large portion of this right here, the voltage regulator and its bits, these are going to come out. I was going to pull them out. I figure you can do it if you'd like. But that'll clean up that area really nicely. Big old pretty darn current battery from 322. I have when it's parked, it's connected to a battery tender, so the battery stays nice and healthy. Fans of the film Mad Max may notice that this car is about the right size to be one of the yellow four-door Pursuit or Interceptor cars used in that film. Look at how good the red and blue gumballs look up on top of the car. Now, this set of lights is not for sale with this car, but just to give you an idea, this would make a really nice March Hare Big Bobber or Yellow Interceptor.